Hey guys, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu. It's the Anvil Jack here, and in the previous episode we had to escape from an institution. We met this guy in this electrical chair, and something killed him, which we don't know what killed him or how he died or anything. But yeah, we managed to get out of the asylum, and turns out we were dreaming all that time. So now we're back at the mansion. We just need to find a way. Oh, it's actually sunny. Okay. Oh, they're downstairs. Oh, great. Yeah, I bet they're waiting for me, aren't they? They're just thinking, oh, when's Pierce gonna come downstairs? Coming now. It's fine. Let me just get downstairs a minute. Hold on. This game is amazing. I actually recommend this game.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day's only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
It probably was a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Did he say Shambhala?
I didn't see what, but
something was there. Yeah, I said the right thing.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right. Without a plausible explanation for what I saw, let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
What I saw isn't
Don't
true,
end up in the
that could
hospital
lead
this
me
time.
to even more further
I'll do my
insanity.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Okay, of course it would be. Talk to Sanders' widow. What's that? Do I leave the room? Sanders' residence? We're just teleporting right there. Chapter 6 already. Oh my god. Pierce Cauldron and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce, the detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. So Pierce is an investigator that's getting into dreams, and his dreams are becoming reality, or they could become false. We really do not know what's going to go on.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other?
We met briefly, but he made a strong impression on me. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
I expected to find you more grief-stricken than this by the death of your husband.
I do not like the tone of your allusion, sir. I had long months to weep every tear in my body, and to accept, if not my fate, at least that of my husband. And so I'm sorry to disappoint you if you're expecting more hysteria and grieving widow in my voice. Rest assured, however, my anger is real. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell
that
me that I
marker means
cannot
I'm doing
see
some
Francis.
I
Me,
don't even know what that marker means.
his own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't
Okay.
be long.
So it's a painting that's cursing everything. Right, this is all coming together. Look at these paintings here, look. These are so freaking weird. I got some CP to use. There we go. We're still an amateur, but we are not to the expert skill level. I'm playing the piano. Ha ha. Ha. Okay, now what? Oh, letter. Let me pick that up. I want to see
Did
what
she
it says.
really care for him after all? The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
That's a shambler. Oh, that's a disgusting. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. It's like going into the underworld.
A house of artists. Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did
Finally.
Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? A house of artists.
It has a artists. Yeah. Oh, is this a
He
shambler?
finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
It's a cursed painting. Oh, so he didn't
The
rip his
shambler.
eyes out because...
I need to see it.
He didn't rip his eyes out because he had, psychosis. It was a shambler that made him do it. Oh, God. This is actually getting really, really weird. Did you guys see that? I swear that painting had blood on them. Or
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a
the painting had
phonograph.
blood on it. Is there anything? Where's your shambler? These paintings are so odd. I guess the shambler's down this way. That painting had blood on it though. I can't get over that. All these paintings seem to be really weird. What's this? I found a key.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. As I already told you, next time, I'll strike first. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network, and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
I really do not like her.
A strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those.
Is it in here? I want to look at these paintings because some of them actually like move and do stuff. They're really creepy. Got a dagger in there. What's that even meant to be? We got another dagger. Ah, see it. I'm not
The
gonna have a
man
look at this
transforms
shit.
an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
This place looks awesome. Kind of creepy. Look at that, look. Really odd. What the fuck? That is actually really creeping me out. Oh my god. There's another one of those weird pictures. Have we looked at everything?
What the hell was that? I can't even touch it.
Ah, run.
The thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link. Maybe if I destroy it.
How are you gonna do that?
That thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
What the hell was that? That thing came out of this painting. There has to be a link. Maybe if I destroy it. Damn. I could try tearing the painting with this thing.
Run a paint to make it. I have to do it without getting spotted, and you can't just run into it.
What the hell was that? Maybe I can use this dagger. Damn it! This dagger.
Doesn't do it in fucking time. It's too quick.
What the hell was that?
Come on.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Okay, if I take my time, I'll be able to do this. I can't really tell where he is.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work. Damn it! I have to use a specific dagger.
Specific dagger. It's gone quiet. Okay. Getting that, I think. Which dagger is it? godforsaken dagger, is it?
This dagger looks different.
It's this dagger all this time.
What's the matter with you?
The hell? Got an achievement.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't say anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing. I think I just drank too much.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
She knew.
It
She
saved
actually
my
doesn't
life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Chapter 7. The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature has been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. We're inside the library. Okay, so what's
Freud's
this book
The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century. Where's the bookseller?
here? Yeah, where is the bookseller? I guess I might need to censor this then. How do we get to that? Ah.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
You just picked it up, so you technically touched it.
What happened here?
Reconstruction. Let's do this. Inspect the bookstore.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. To whom does this footprint belong? This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Okay.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
So, combination. The page seems to be hidden. It's possible, if it is possible to read. There we go. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find a combination for the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents to the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
2053. Oh no. Does it say when this painting was made? No, it literally doesn't say. It doesn't say anything.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Arkham Editions. Another volume by Arkham Editions. Ark.
Things are not looking good.
Yeah, I swear it's a checkmate, innit? Yeah, the queen can't physically go anywhere. You trapped the queen, so it's a checkmate.
A kind of chalice.
Arkham editions. Darkwater History, Harry Campbell. We got an achievement, yay. Freaking Arkham editions. So, what am I looking at? I need a combination to the safe. What's that? Oh. Okay.
An old diary.
Oh, this could tell me something. Can I open it? I can't, no. Okay. Another Harry Campbell book. Oh. Book 2.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Wait, there's something there. Oh. I thought I saw some flash, but I guess it was just graphic. A graphical thing. Wait. Wait, he's got a lot of Arkham Edition books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 8 Arkham Edition books.
Things are not looking good.
I don't know.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions?
One.
Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions? Never heard of him.
He's got every single volume.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
There's, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is up there.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
5. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 Arkham Edition books. I don't know how that even explains anything. if by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage, of Miss Takenich University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into wrong hands. Wait, what? Each cylinder is numbered even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit the reason usually prevails in the end. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life cylinders. 3 cylinders. I don't even know. There's 3 cylinders somewhere.
Kind of chalice.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the chalice. Three cylinders? What does that even mean? Each cylinder is numbered even... Oh, I just read that. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I'm in serious trouble. My last and only hope that my body and bones are still in this place of reality in order to be recovered. Each hidden one life in there.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
It's got something to do with the Arkham.
How many
edition.
volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham editions? Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
There's 8 Arkham editions.
Things are not looking good.
I don't even know. Cylinders. I don't really see. Wait. Wait.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide.
Oh, here we
We
go.
should perhaps listen to them.
We saved the game. One, 2, 3. Where do we play the cylinder?
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
What just happened? Are we good? So how do I listen to these? Phono. Oh, here.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
I need to make notes. Sorry, let's play them again.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed,
Red.
set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the
On the
Grail
chalice.
does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to... I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers.
White
I see our number
chess
dwindling, and my will strengthens as my
pieces.
apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Final
Dear
one.
friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the
Arkham.
works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So, how many?
The Chalice of Knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, let's start here because it's got the mark there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. I hope I get this right. If not, we'll have to try and work out in the next episode. White pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 on the board. 4 or... How many in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 4 or 7. And there's 9 Arkham editions. Well, let's count the Arkham editions. There's
Drake talked about a particular volume.
9.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about... Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
I swear that's it. Alright guys, I'm going to end this here. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe to my channel, it'll help me out quite a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode, and we're going to solve this puzzle. I'm sure of it. So I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.